All right, at this point we're done. We got the ASIAIR Plus all loaded with OpenAstro 2.0. I've got all the screws back in the bottom, so it's ready to go so we can start working with it. At this point, what we need to do is just essentially plug in the power. The other thing that we're going to need is a network cable that we're going to plug into the network so that the device is actually on our home network so we can get connected to it and do some updates and also install VirtualHere. So let's pop into the PC and continue on. Okay, at this point, the first thing that we need to do is download MobaXterm. So if you don't have it, you can go to MobaXterm and then basically you can pick it up from here. The downloads are for Windows, and essentially you can download MobaXterm and install it. There's a free version that you can use, which allows you for 12 sessions and then 2 SSH tunnels at the same time. So it's pretty sweet. If you want to support the cause for MobaXterm, there's a professional edition that you can pay for, which is a yearly fee that you pay for. So I personally run the free version, but I'm telling you, you should just buy the professional version. All right, so once we get it installed and fired up, this is what it's going to look like. I removed all my profiles just so we could start fresh with it. So the first thing that we want to do is we need to figure out where the heck the ASIAIR is on our network. So the easiest way to do that is just go to Tools and then Network Scanner. It's going to pick up your addresses, and if you just hit Start Scan, it'll start a fresh scan. As you saw, I'd already found it, so it was 109, which it's showing SSH on. So in here, you're just going to right click and go to New Session and then SSH. And then we're going to use that IP address that's got the SSH set up. So it's 10.0.0.109. The login information is going to be OpenAstro. And the password is going to be, can you guess it? OpenAstro as well. So we'll go ahead and double click on it. Once we hit OK, it automatically tries to connect. So we'll hit OpenAstro for the password. OpenAstro, I can type it. Yes, accept. And this is basically OpenAstro 2.0. So essentially, I'm using, I can't remember the name of the software. It's in the config folder in NeoFetch. NeoFetch has got this cool little banner that you get when you log in, and essentially I have it listing OpenAstro 2.0. Also, it keeps track of the host operating system. The kernel is a special kernel that I wrote, which is the 5.10 kernel, which is plus, or it lists the ZWO plus. It shows the uptime is 15 minutes. I had this booted up for a minute, and I was just getting back to recording. It shows the CPU and how hot it is. It's 103 degrees inside right now. It does run warm, but again, if you're imaging at night, it's going to stay cool. There's some stuff I'm going to probably do in a later video, but I think there's some ways that I can bring down the temperature on this thing immensely because I've opened it up and taken it apart so many times. I think the thermal paste is not that great, so I was going to buy some new thermal paste and see if I can do some other things to help keep the temperature below 103 on my device. In here, it's also going to show your memory and then essentially how much disk space that we're using. So we're only using 13% of the 29 gigs. And then I have USBFS buffer. What this is buffering for the United States. This is buffering for the USB. What this allows for is buffering in terms of taking images and stuff like that. There's more stuff that you can go online and do research on. I'll probably have some information on the blog post, which will be listed down below. So at this section, what we want to do is update it. I'm going to have links with this command, but basically we're just doing a app update and then an app full upgrade and then a reboot real quick. So we'll just hit it. There may not be much. I just updated these images a couple days ago, but there could be some stuff that it needs to update. Oh, yeah, sure enough, there's some more updates since I built it. So it'll go ahead and update and get everything up to the proper version of the packages, and then it's going to do a restart real quick, and then we'll go ahead and log back in here once it's done. So it just takes a second to fetch all this stuff and install. Okay, we're back in, and essentially everything is updated. I'm sure there's a difference between the two screens. As you can see, my temperature's up a little higher. It's 111 degrees now. That's okay. The next thing that we need to do is install VirtualHere. So we'll go ahead and, it's not going to help. And that's the VirtualHere installation. Again, there'll be links down below. There we go. Okay, so that's what it's supposed to do. I didn't copy it right. I must have missed something there. But essentially, it downloads the VirtualHere and installs it. There's a little script that it runs, and then it's running the specific 64-bit version for the Raspberry Pi. So now VirtualHere is essentially running. Okay, so we're here on the VirtualHere homepage. You just want to go to Client, and then you can choose which client you want. I'm going to be running this all from Windows because, again, I'm going to be setting this all up to essentially run correctly on a PC. I'm going to do this all from my laptop, but I'm just going to download this real quick here on my Windows desktop. Okay, at this point, I have VirtualHere downloaded, so we'll just double click on it real quick. And in here, it's going to launch VirtualHere. I don't have anything plugged in right now except for my USB storage, just because I wanted to plug in something real quick, which is the flash drive. What you need to do is you need to set up VirtualHere so that it's basically licensed. So in here, if you right click on it, there's an option in here for license. And this is the license for my specific Raspberry Pi. You need to copy this to the clipboard, and then you're going to need to go back to the VirtualHere website. And then in here, you can go to purchase. And when you purchase, you're going to paste in your license file here. And then it's $49 USD. And then essentially, once you paste in that license, you just hit buy, and then he'll instantly send you a license. Once it's licensed, you just click enter the license, and you're going to paste your license code here. Again, you can see mine, but this isn't going to help you at all. You have to look for your Raspberry Hub, basically your device information. So I'm going to go ahead and enter my license and get this activated. So I'll be right back. Okay, so I just purchased it for my ASIAIR Plus. I've purchased a license. I've got 3 licenses total that I own from VirtualHere. I have one for my dev board, I have one for my ASIAIR Pro, and now I have one for my ASIAIR Plus. So essentially at this point, it's registered and I have unlimited devices. So at this point, the whole point of what I'm going to show here is just basically I have my flash drive connected. So if you choose use this device, it automatically shows up, and then I'm able to see my actual storage on here. So this is my ASIAIR Plus thumb drive that I usually use on my ASIAIR Plus to save all my videos. So I have all my auto run sessions with my lights and stuff like that of things that I've imaged. So this is essentially how you can share your devices from the actual ASIAIR Plus, as we're plugged in with a thumb drive and then basically sharing it to a Windows computer. So what we're going to do is we're going to use a laptop. We're going to get this all mounted up and get everything configured, and then we're going to go ahead and do some imaging with it, and I'll show you how everything works. So let's go ahead and hop on over to the laptop, and then I'm going to have the rig behind me, and we'll just do a video recording. That way you can see everything in action.